Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Tuesday the 17th of February. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Okay, looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see yesterday we had quite a sell-off. We put in a little pivot swing pattern on the dailies. A break of yesterday's lows could see us selling off some more. We've still got this trend line, I say trend line, a bit of support line that I've drawn across the bottoms here last week. Maybe if we start selling off, we could see that as a potential target area, and maybe there'll be some stops below that level which then may be taken out. So that's a possibility at this juncture. Yesterday's bull flag didn't come to anything. It just petered out on the little rally there, and is now confirmed a lower high. So the trend back in this sort of chop zone is really erring towards the downside, plus obviously the daily pivot there. Yesterday I kept out of the euro trading most of the day. It didn't do anything until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was in the 30 pip range. We could see that occur again as we continue trying to the solutions trying to be found for the Greek situation, and this seems to be going to be going on for some time. So today we've got the European financial ministers meetings, so we will probably get some more of the same really until, as I say, there is a solution. So I'm not expecting too much from the price action this morning at least. So any break of the highs here though may change the picture a little bit. It has put, from this point of view, it has put a slightly higher low in on this hourly chart, but I wouldn't be surprised, as I say, if we see chop this morning. Okay, looking at the pound dollar. Just gave a nice sell-off yesterday. We got into a nice trade, ran it down to the weekly pivot. I'm still short on part of the position. It's come back towards its daily 50 there, and maybe bounced off that. But to me, it's done a bearish engulfing candle, and there is potentially still some further downside to be had here. It just looks weak as it is. It's sort of done this sort of bear flag break of these lows. Could see us continue up. Really, we've just broken a trend line on the hourlies there. That was running across here. I was just breaking the trend line there, just about. That could well see us continue moving down back towards yesterday's lows, and maybe further down. At the moment it's looking relatively weak, so quite a clear bear flag there. It's just breaking down at the moment. To the upside, if there was any rally here, perhaps again a bit like the euro, if it breaks yesterday's high, or the Asian session highs at the moment, pushes up here, maybe getting past that 50, I'll be looking for longs back into the previous highs, but quite difficult from where it is at the moment. It does look rather weak, and we've got the CPI coming out, the inflation rate coming out this morning. Now that is expected to come in lower. We expected a figure of 0.3. Now anything less than 0.3 could see the pound drop even quicker. Anything slightly higher may see a rally, but at the moment I'd break through this trend line. I'd rather be on the short side anyway. Okay, let's bring dollar yen. Again yesterday, choppy old day, couldn't do anything with it personally, and I won't be looking. It's just not on my radar to trade at the moment. I'm finding it increasingly as days where it's just chopping away and not giving us much of a clue. And yesterday was a good example that it just chopped for most of the day there. Perhaps if it can get above the 50 MA and start moving, there is a target to the upside there of 119.19 sort of area, which is those prior highs as well there on the weekly pivot. So if it was to start moving upwards, that would be the sort of areas I'd be looking for. But nothing obvious on there otherwise. Okay, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar's made a bit of a recovery through the Asian session, but just run into its 4-hourly 50 and selling off again at the moment. It's constantly one of the weaker currencies, but it has put a series of a higher low, a couple of higher lows in, which, I wouldn't be too surprised if it just rolls over again at some point. But I haven't been trading it that much because it just hasn't given, from an intraday point of view, hasn't given much in the way of setups. Yesterday again, it just drifted lower for most of the day. So it on that basis, it's particularly. It's a sort of. Let's just get this chart right, because there we go. It's midnight when it got its little rally there, but ball flag sort of zone in the alleys at the moment. Perhaps if it breaks the high of this trend line, it breaks up the alley trend line and start pushing up, it could run towards the Asian session highs again and maybe beyond. But it's failed to do too much of late, so I tend to leave it some more. Okay, the only news I said today of significance, actually we've got the German economic sentiment coming out later in the day at 10 o'clock, 9:30. We've got UK CPI, German and European sentiment. Well, I'm not expecting major movement from either of those. It's expected that both will come in plus 50 again, which will be back into the growth stages, or positive stages, should I say, of sentiment. We're at the mercy of the economic financial ministers' meetings, and so the euro could turn into a bit of a messy trade. That's it. We've got the Swiss chairman, the Swiss National Bank chairman, speaking at 1700 hours today, but nothing of significance otherwise. So there you go. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.